Chapter 3, Lesson 6, the Triangle Inequality Theorem. The triangle inequality theorem says if you take the smaller two sides of a triangle and add them together, they must be bigger than the third side. If they're not bigger than the third side, then it can't be a triangle. The sides wouldn't touch. So use the triangle inequality theorem to determine if a triangle can be constructed using sides of the following length. If it cannot be constructed, state your inequality. So for each of these, I'm just going to set up the inequalities. So I add the smaller two sides, and it must be greater than the third side. So in this one, I have the question, is 3 greater than 3? And the answer is no. You could not make a triangle whose side lengths are 1, 2, and 3. The next one, I add up the smaller two sides, and that must be greater than 19. Well, 5 plus 9 is only 14, which is not greater than 19. The next one, the smallest two sides are 18 and 15, and they must be greater than 24. And 15 plus 18 is 33, which is greater than 24. Number 4, the smallest two are 2.4 and 7.2, and that must be greater than 9.3. 2.4 plus 7.2 is 9.6, so that is a yes. Same process here. 5 plus 6 must be greater than 7. And 11 is greater than 7, so that's a yes. Okay, down here. The length of two sides are given. The length of the third side is x. Write an inequality showing the possible lengths of the third side of the triangle. So what you have is two cases. So like if I had, going with number 7, the first option I have is that x is my longest side. And 6.6 and 7.5 are my smaller sides. The other thing that could happen is actually that 7.5 is my longest side. And so 6.6 and x are the two smaller sides. So I have two, that's what they said, show the inequality showing the possible lengths. So the first option, like I said, 6.6 plus 7.5 should be greater than x. And my other option is that 6.6 plus x must be greater than 7.5. So then I think they just want us to simplify these down. So plus 7.5. 14.1 is greater than x. Or subtract 7.5 minus 6.6 is 0.9. X is greater than 0.9. So x has to be somewhere in between 0.9 and 14.1. So x has to be between 0.9 and 14.1. Same process here for number 9. Two options, either x is the longest side and 9.25 and 5.125 are the smaller ones, or 9.25 is the largest and the 5.125 and x are the smallest. So I set it up as x, the first one is that it's the biggest. So 9.25 and 5.125 are greater than x. Plus 5.125 is 14.625. Or x plus 5.125 has to be greater than 9.25. Oh, I did the first one wrong. 9.25 plus 5.125 is 14.375. I only typed in 9.5 the first time I typed it in. 9.25 minus 5.125. X is greater than 4.125. 4.125 is less than x is less than 14.375. A builder is planning to roof the storage shed. The roof forms an isosceles triangle with a base of 16. So it's telling us this isosceles triangle, I don't know if we have a definition, so we'll add one in. An isosceles triangle is a triangle with two congruent sides. So it says that the base is 16, and so those two, since they're congruent, must be x. So the shortest legs, x plus x, needs to be greater than 16. So 2x needs to be greater than 16. So x needs to be greater than 8. 3 cities are located at M, N, and P. What is the minimum number of miles you save by driving directly from M to N instead of driving through M to N through P? So we're going to give that an x, and we're going to have x plus 55 must be greater than 95. So x is greater than 40. Write an inequality showing the relationships between the sides of the triangle. And they're saying that to the nearest meter, the least value of x. So we're going to assume that these two are the smallest sides, and this is the biggest side here. So we're going to set it up as 3x minus 2 plus 74 needs to be greater than 5x plus 8. Combine those like terms. So 3x plus 72 is greater than 5x plus 8. Subtract 3x to both sides. Subtract 8 to both sides. Divide it by 2. And x is less than 32 meters. Is there a greatest value for x? Explain your reasoning. Well, we could assume that x is, that this is actually the smaller two sides here, and that 74 is the largest side. So then we would set it up as 3x minus 2 plus 5x plus 8 needs to be greater than 74. So combining like terms would give me 8x plus 6 is greater than 74. Subtract 6 to get 68. 68 divided by 8 is a decimal of 8.5.